Hello, I'm Jeff Passel. Growing up in the Twin Cities, I was able to receive an education that laid the groundwork for me to be able to pursue my dreams. Here at the Whole Learning School, a dedicated group of staff, parents, and volunteers are working to give the same opportunity to children who would otherwise be left behind. It all began with one parent's refusal to let that happen.
I started the Whole Learning School really out of love for my daughter and because of frustration with the local school system. My vision was really just to create a school that was more like a family, where the kids felt safe enough to learn and where the teachers could have the time to really create individualized instruction for the kids using a multisensory approach.
The Whole Learning School is desperately needed in this community. A lot of the students here fall in between the cracks, meaning they're too high skilled to qualify for a certain level, they're too low skilled to qualify for a different level, and they just fall in between the cracks.
It teaches the whole child, and it's not just one part of the child. You take the child here and you bring in academics, but you also bring in life skills. That's something that they'll use down the road.
The other crucial piece of the model is the individualized attention. At the Whole Learning School, the teachers really do have the time to create instruction that's specific to each child. And we're able to do this because we have such low student-teacher ratios. The kids really are lucky that they can be met exactly where they're at.
These are kids that have had the opportunity to move from a failure to being a success. How often can you measure that and prove that in any other system? I haven't seen it yet.
This tremendous growth wouldn't be possible without the staff at the Whole Learning School.
Well, they're wonderful in a word. They're committed. They're passionate about what they do. They are well-trained and educated in the areas that they teach. They're committed, I think, to the founder's vision. You see the passion, you see the love, you see the commitment.
They know exactly where she is, where she needs to be. They have goals, and as a parent, you feel so much more secure. You feel like there's hope for your child, like your child can go out there and get a job and do what she really wants to do, have a good life.
I don't have that pit in my stomach anymore when my child leaves my sight and he's going off to school, and that's because he's coming here. And that's because it's the people. The people is the place.
Well, there's a variety of ways we're different. One of the primary ways is our scheduling. We start every day with a mind-body workout, and that means our students are actively involved in a cardiovascular workout or in a yoga Pilates workout. And we do that for 30 minutes every morning. Our students are exposed to a variety of curriculum here through our specialist program, through our arts. It's not about the product, but it's about the understanding of the process and the artists and those pieces. Our connection with drama through Stages Theater in Hopkins has allowed our children to take on a different role. We have partnership with McPhail Music, and we have a therapist from there who is very understanding of students with special needs, students with certain learning needs, and he's able to get them excited and interested in music.
Monthly, the kids are out in the community going to libraries, visiting other organizations, helping out, doing volunteer service projects, all of those things to make not just school but life relevant for these kids, and those are opportunities that those kids would not get in a public school.
What we're seeing are kids that were non-readers turning into readers, kids that were fearful of numbers and math, loving numbers and math, feeling confident in themselves, that they have the ability to do what they never thought they could do. And to see that confidence and that level of independence and the feeling that they're capable.
He has a better overall image of himself, and that's what the environment of this place does. It fosters growth. You feel accepted here for who you are. They look at the school from a very holistic point of view, not only the academics, but they look at how do we make sure that these kids learn how to relate to people, their social skills, life skills, and you don't get that anywhere else, and it's crucial to their development.
He has really blossomed into himself. He has friends, he makes phone calls, he has jokes.
There are kids here that no longer need to be on the medicine they were taking before they came just to make it through the school day. There are kids that hardly spoke before they came, and now their parents are telling us they can't get them to be quiet. There's kids here that are in their third successful year who, before the Whole Learning School, changed schools every single year.
That's probably the best thing I can say is he's begun to believe that he can succeed. And for him to do that is an incredible thing to watch, because he's never understood what that feels like. It's a tender moment not only for us, but it's also a tender moment for him, because now it's not, you know, can I do it? It's more turning into how can I do it? And for him to understand the difference, that's a life skill. How do you put that into words and say it's not just about the academics, it's about the fact that he can actually live life and truly live it and be a contributor and not somebody that will always need help.
You can do something about changing the future in a child's development by focusing on them over the long haul. It's not a quick fix, it's not easy, but what else is more important than the development of a human being into a useful, happy, productive person, rather than someone that lives on the fringes of society, which is often the case, unfortunately, nowadays.
The whole learning school has become indispensable to the point where it's hard for parents to imagine life without it.
If it ceased to exist, it would be, first of all, somewhat of a 911.
And if this place is lost, I don't know what my child's going to do. And I know there's a lot of other people that go to school here. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, she would have to become invisible again, and she's worked so hard to not be invisible.
I hope that it grows to become the model for certainly our area, and it could expand beyond that, because they've really done a lot right.
We know that academics is one piece of a child's life. There's the recreational experiences, there's the social experiences, there's the vocational experiences, and the whole learning school works to make a successful life experience for those kids, so that once they leave this school, they will be successful in wherever they go and whatever they do throughout life. So investing in the whole learning school isn't investing in someone's education, it's investing in a child's future.
We want our children to live as well as the next person, whether they have a disability or not.
To have a result that is tangible, that demonstrates true success for our kids, that at the rate of success that is being generated here, child after child, one can say that the model is working. And to be able to demonstrate that, that's huge.
And I think if they knew about it, and they knew how rare it was and how important it was for a certain group of kids that fall through the cracks, I think that people would be very happy to contribute.
With your support, the whole learning school will continue to literally change lives.
This is probably the best thing that's ever happened to her, and happened to us.
At a graduation that just happened this last year, where when he was asked by Ann to say something about what was his biggest learning for the year, he says, you know what, I've learned how to become a better person. For him to say that is an understanding in his own mind of what we tried to pound at for years. And for him to be able to say that and really behave that way in an environment that's been conducive is a learning that's very difficult to talk about.
Please help us keep our great school growing. Give to the Whole Learning School today. Thank you!